Peter, we're here in Tallaght, Bellator Fan Fest. Tell us a little bit what's going on today.
We're just having an event in the preparation for September, just for all the fans to come along and meet Hoyce, me, John, the ring girls, all the Bellator crew, just to thank them for being, great fans and give something back to them.
Yeah, and obviously you're in action in September. How is the recovery after 2 surgeries?
Yeah, good. To be honest, I'm just starting to kind of go over the crest of the hill now, and I'm starting to feel good. It was a long, awkward recovery, to be honest, but I am starting to feel better now, and I've got 3 months to kind of really get it right now, so it's all going to plan and I'll be ready for September.
The last time I spoke to you, you mentioned they were niggling injuries that you had for a long time. Do you feel longer term now you're going to be a much better fighter thanks after these 2 surgeries?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm hoping for. The shoulder injury was bothering me since the first Patricky fight. Now it was one of those ones that I could kind of bite down and gut through and whatever, but then I said, look, I can't keep going like this, and I was worried it would really go on me before a fight and I'd maybe have to pull out because of that, so I decided to get the surgery done, and hopefully now it'll pay off, and like I said, I'll get a bit of benefit out of it.
Let's talk about September. Benson Henderson, what a fight, one of the most experienced names in MMA. How are you feeling about it?
I'm so excited, you know what I mean? If you'd have told me 15 years ago when I was watching Benson smashing people that you'll be fighting him someday and you'll be the main event and it'll be here in Dublin, I would have laughed at you. I really would have laughed at you. So it's a dream come true. I'm just proud of myself that my hard work has got me here.
Obviously the fight's at lightweight. Do you think that kind of is more advantage to him compared to, he struggled at welterweight in the past a little bit?
Yeah, but he's not a welterweight, he's a lightweight. He was like myself. I fought welterweight many times in my career as well, just because why not? Just that can't be bothered cutting weight or whatever. I think that's what he was doing. I don't think he's a welterweight. He's definitely a lightweight, so that's why he struggled at welterweight. Just size matters. It's at this weight is where he won all his world championships and where he was world class. So.
And is it nice to get a break from that kind of pitbull double fight, all the talk about it, because the 2 cards that you fought him at, was a lot of back and forth, a bit of niggle. Is it nice to kind of step away from that and just focus on a different opponent, probably slightly less animosity in the build-up?
Yeah, it is. It is in a way. Now I didn't mind it either. Me and Pitbull, kind of that relationship took a life of its own, and it became something different as it went on. There was more respect and stuff garnered as we fought more and stuff. So, it didn't bother me really, to be honest. I do want to fight him again, so I'm hoping this is the ticket to getting back to him.
And just also fighting on the night, I spoke to him a minute about Kieran Clark. Could you just have a word on him, especially the last 2 fights in Dublin? He seems to have really elevated to a fan's favourite. I know he's been around Bellator scene a couple of years, but he really seems to become one of the main Irish guys the last 2 events. Just a word on him.
Yeah, well, I was in attendance for the last one, just sitting ringside watching it, and in my opinion, Kieran got the biggest ovation of everyone. Me and James absent, he was the one that kind of took control of the show and was the big fan favourite. I thought it was pretty clear who people were there for, and again, that's all down to him. He's been quietly just grinding away, doing his business, winning fights, and this is what people can see. They appreciate the graft and the effort he puts in, and how skillful he is, and I'm delighted for him. He's great hard-working kid, no nonsense about him, just gets in, does the business, and couldn't be happier for him.
Of course, you got your old sparring partners alongside you that night as well. James will be there, Brian will be there, Derek Kelly going to be there as well. Just a word on James and Brian in particular, 2 guys who've been around with you so long. Brian, I was unfortunate last time in Dublin, James as well, but excited to get back into them on another big night in Dublin.
Yeah, listen, me and James talk about this a lot. Is one of our favourite things is when we're main or co-main beside each other on the event. It's just such a laugh. It's so, I can't even describe what it's like. Even when he cornered me in my first fight versus Patricky, we have a great relationship, me and James. We've known each other a very long time. He's kind of like my little brother. There's a good age gap between us, but we get on very well. So I can't wait for this. Brian, I haven't really been on cards with him that much over the years, so that's going to be special too, because he's one of my best friends in the gym also. And again, I think James and him are just literally 1 or 2 fights away from being at the top of their division. So, we've it all to play for here on the 23rd of September, and I can't wait.
You mentioned there you missed the last Dublin show. You make you more itching to get back in action, because that atmosphere, your walkout, it's famous, it's iconic. So missing that last, was that made you want it more again?
Yeah, to be honest, I felt so bad at the last one, because in between fights, people come to the railing just to say hello to me and take a picture or whatever, and the amount of people are like, oh, we only came to see you, and the walkout and all this, and I was like, I'm sorry, I felt so bad. I always feel so guilty when this happens, but I'll pay it all back this time. This will be the best one yet, I think. I have a few little ideas that I'm running by Bellator, and we're going to try and top this one again now, so we'll see how it goes.
Were you surprised that no one robbed the zombie song for that night? I thought someone else, there was a bit of talk that another fighter might try to steal your song.
Well, they're not allowed, that's it. I'm sure they'd like to, but they can't.
And then finally, I spoke to you before. I think you were on Ireland AM a couple of months ago with Brian, and you said like being on that kind of national show for some of your family is bigger than the fights because like you're on TV. What's it like having your face on the side of the loose?
It's another one for the grandmother. I always call it when these things happen. It's like, Joe, sold out arenas and world titles and all this, and she's like, but then your face is on the side of a bus or something. She's like clapping her hands together, sending it to all the aunts and uncles. So these are the things people understand, and it's a big achievement. You know what I mean? When this kind of stuff happens, and sometimes I think it goes over my head. I don't even think about it or whatever, but I'm so proud of myself, and my family are very proud of me, and it's great. And I'm very, it's a lot of it's due to Bellator and the investment they've put in this country. That shouldn't be going unnoticed as well. They've really given back to Ireland. They're consistently coming here. The only big show that consistently pays back to Ireland.
Perfect. Peter, best luck in the preparations and good luck in September.
Thanks so much.